Hello and welcome to our Global Roots show tonight through Club Passim. If you don't know what Club Passim is, you probably do, but if you don't, it's a folk venue in Harvard Square, and we're so excited to be streaming music to you. And today we are celebrating music from around the world, global music, roots music from around the world. You can see the donation link just up front. If you're able to donate, we would love that. Any amount is greatly appreciated. The Global Roots series is a series where we celebrate music from around the world. And tonight we are going to England. We're going specifically to Bristol, England. And a little story behind this. Cindy Howes, who used to work at Club Passim and still is very involved, she sent me a record in January or so, and that's about what you're going to hear tonight. And I heard it, and it was vibraphone with Nordic fiddle. And I went and checked out this group, and I found the vibraphonist because there's not many vibraphonists. I'm a vibraphonist. You can maybe see my vibraphone right over there. And I was like, who is this vibraphonist doing what I want to do? And found Harriet and found this incredibly robust, eclectic music scene in Bristol, England. I would relate it to sort of Asheville, North Carolina, where you're just getting eclectic roots folk music, really interesting, really cool scene going on there. So I was so fun to discover that. And Harriet and I zoomed and got to learn about England and her background and more about this group. So she and Alex and Stevie are coming to us today. They sent us a video and they're going to be in the chat live. They have this beautiful, beautiful record, Sonder, out. You need to check this album out. Purchase it. Get it on your playlist. It's so beautiful. I can't say enough about it. So definitely check that out. Again, reminder to check out our donations link, and we have the video is going to just play us through, and we'll have a little bit of Q&A at the end. But definitely type in the chat. They're all snuggled up, a little band sleepover tonight from Bristol, England. So feel free to just shout out to them. And without further ado, welcome Harriet, Alex, and Stevie with their album Sonder.
Nice. Hello, and welcome to our live stream. I'm Alex.
I'm Harriet. I'm Stevie.
And we're coming to you today from Bristol in the UK, and we're very, very excited to be joining you this evening. That was the first track off our debut album, Sonder, and it was called VELLICHOR, which is a lovely English word that means the strange, wistful sensation you get when you go into a used bookstore. Next up, we're going to play a tune that we wrote, and it's called WOLKENKRATZER, which is a word of German origin, meaning a very tall building, a skyscraper.
Okay, thank you. So that was Shive Lights and then Tosca. And Shive Lights is the beams of light that are coming through trees. And Tosca is a Russian word which means like unbearable longing or anguish. So we've got a vignette next.
Indeed.
Featuring the very lovely octave violin. Not needing Stevie, because we've got, you know, a low violin now. So tell us more about the octave violin. It's like an octave.
So an octave violin is literally a normal violin that's been restrung with these special strings that make it sound an octave lower than the normal violin. And it's had the sound post moved as well so that it can accommodate the extra weight, and it's rather gorgeous. It sits somewhere between the ranges of a viola and a cello. It's very fun to play. And this tune's called Vignette, which is it's a very old word. It's got lots of different meanings, but it's probably best known as the Instagram filter that goes around that makes you look kind of like you're in an old photograph. But it also has a literary meaning, which is a short sketch or a brief description ahead of a scene. We're going to play you another tune now that is actually happens to be the title track of our debut album, Sonder. And just a quick plug, you can buy these lovely CDs and artwork prints. The artwork is by a wonderful Bristol-based artist called Flo Lee. And you can buy these on our Bandcamp, and we'll be sharing the link in all the usual places. And it's all over our social media, I'm sure you can find it. This track is called Sonder, and Sonder means the realisation that each passerby is living a life as rich and complex as your own.
It's palindrome number 1.
Yeah. So that was a tune. It's a new type of tune that we've been working on through lockdown, actually, which is a tune that's the same forwards as it is backwards, much like a palindromic word. That's where we'd normally hear the phrase palindrome being words like kayak. Can you think of any others? Hannah. Or a lovely phrase...
Race car.
Race car.
Race car.
That's a good one. What was it? Someone said rotivator. That's a nice one.
Roo.
That's a good one.
No, you had a good one the other day. What was it?
Oh, so the phrase is, was it a cat I saw?
Oh, that's a good one.
Which works quite nicely. But anyway, the premise of these tunes is that they work exactly the same backwards as they do forwards. And in fact, we discovered after making a video recently, which you can check out on our Instagram and Facebook pages, that vibraphone and fiddle actually sound really quite nice backwards. So we did a video where we've got the tune played forwards and then backwards. So you can check that out later on.
It's palindromeception.
Yeah. Next, we're going to play a tune that I wrote for my late cat, and it's called VIBRISSAE, which is a lovely English word again. It's just a word that means whiskers. It's quite nice.
forget the bowls out.
Yeah. This next tune is again on our first album, and it's called Phosphenes. Another unusual word for you. It's quite a nice one, this one. Phosphenes are the lights and colours that you get when you rub your eyes, especially first thing in the morning. I always get them, all the weird little shapes and kind of kaleidoscopic patterns that happen.
They're quite psychedelic, aren't they, really?
Mm. So the next tune that we're going to play for you is a word. It's named after a word of Norwegian origin. It's a beautiful word. It's "FORELSKET," and it means the kind of butterfly sensation that you get when you really fancy someone or when you first fall in love.
Pally too.
So yes, on with the palindromes. This one is called Palindrome 2 because it was the second palindrome to be written. And in fact, I wrote it on the second palindromic day of the year, this year, which I believe was the 12th of February 21. If you write that out in the English way, it's 12221, which is palindromic. And this again is going to be on the octave violin and
Hang
feature.
on. 1, 2,
One,
0, 1, 0, 2. What?
1, 2, 2,
02,
2,
then 2001.
2, 1.
2021.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what's the middle one?
Just
So-
2.
One,
Yeah,
two,
just
oh,
2,
If
so
you do
not 2,
02,
2.
it doesn't work, yeah.
Doesn't work with 0, 2.
Yeah.
Knew there was something fishy going on. Okay, I'll let you off.
Yeah, just a little bit of nerdy thing, really.
Yeah, it's good. Love it.
There you go. So that was a tune.
Stevie.
Thank you, Stevie.
Thanks.
That was a tune.
That was a tune.
It's a tune called Nemophilia, and it's a word that means the love of being in the forests or in woodlands at night, which is something that I enjoy very much, especially a bit of wild camping. It's absolutely lovely. That's what that makes me think of, is dancing around a fire late at night. We've come to our very last track, and I'm going to swap violins. This is the very last track on our album as well, so there's some symmetry there. Don't forget that you can buy our album on Bandcamp if you've enjoyed listening to us today. And the final track is called Through the Paddy Fields, and it's named after the penultimate chapter of one of my favourite books ever, which is a mountaineering book actually called Annapurna, all about the first people to climb Annapurna. Go check it out. Just like to say a few thank yous. Obviously a massive thanks to Julian for inviting us along.
From Club Passim.
Yeah, thanks so much to Club Passim for hosting this event. It's been really fun to do our first ever transatlantic live stream. Live streaming is not something I've ever done before the pandemic, and I'm starting to quite enjoy it now, I think.
It's nice when you can just do it to anyone in the world, wherever they are.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, we've really enjoyed playing for you, and hopefully one day we can come across the pond and play for you in person. Wouldn't
Oh
that be
yeah,
nice?
yeah, make that happen, anyone who's
Please.
make it happen.
We'd love that. Okay, this is Through the Paddy Fields. Thank you very much. we very much hope you enjoyed that. We've very much enjoyed playing for you this evening. Do join us afterwards for a Q&A.
On Zoom!
Yay!
Wow, I can't get enough of that group. I just love their music. It's so magical and mesmerizing and creative and imaginative, and I'm learning so much about these different languages with their vocabulary. It's so great. I just love their sound. Sonder, you need that album in your life. I'm telling you, tell your friends about it. Check out Harriet Riley and Alex Garden in their Bandcamp, as well as donate if you can whenever you're watching this, whether it's now or tomorrow morning if you're in Europe, and I know it's late there. But we do have Harriet, Alex, and Stevie with us if we're able to pull him on for a second. Oh my gosh, congrats. What a beautiful set. It's so exciting to be able to share you and your music with the Club Passim community. And for those watching, to continue to share it, pass this around. This music is just so beautiful. I just love it. I guess the question one to start with is, we don't have a ton of time, but are these violin pieces, melodies, are they folks melodies, or are they melodies you're creating that are inspired by a folk tradition?
So these are all like self-composed melodies, but very much inspired by like the folk music of, I think, quite specifically Scotland and the Scandinavian countries that I've sort of grown up listening to the folk music of. You know, I think there's a lot of different bits of Celtic influence in there, particularly that come across in tune writing, as opposed to like the more English side of things, which has got quite a different flavor and different rhythm.
Absolutely. And how did you find yourself learning that tradition outside of England?
Well, actually, I grew up going to Scotland a lot. My whole family is Scottish, and my first introduction to folk music as a fiddle player, and what made me want to play fiddle, was going to Cayleys in Scotland, and sort of growing up with that vibe.
Beautiful.
But yeah, and then later on, I got into artists that we were discussing earlier, actually, from Denmark and Norway and Sweden, as I got more and more into being a folk nerd.
And Harriet, how do you approach it with the vibraphone? What is sort of your take on this tradition that isn't necessarily a vibraphone tradition?
No, that's right. I guess, well, I don't really know that much about folk music, although I end up on loads of random folk gigs where I end up being like, oh, I'm a folk musician again. Here we are.
I can relate.
Yeah, I bring a lot of just the things that I know about, like minimalism and jazz harmony, and I mean, whatever genre I'm playing, I guess I really like the sort of crossover thing. So bringing an element of another genre or another style or another like aesthetic in that way of, oh, well, I don't want to write down all the notes for this. I'm just going to improvise, or I'm just going to basically comp, you know, like you would in jazz, but in a folk setting. And I guess you kind of do that with folk changes as well, but just more extended harmony, which is the stuff that I'm really into. And when Alex brings the melodies, it's often like, oh, there's sort of there's a harmony that it's painting maybe naturally, and it's like sometimes I'll go with that, and sometimes I'll just really go against that and be like, okay, let's make the starting note like the sharp 9 or the whatever it is, just to kind of like mix it up and make it different.
It feels like you do the same thing with rhythm as well.
Yeah.
It's like one or the other. It's like a combination of going with it and going against it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and going with those like flows of just the triplets or or being like, okay, like I've gone quite standard with the harmony, so let's just have like a 5 going through it at all times.
It's so beautiful, and it's actually a lot more complicated than if you're just kind of listening to kind of zen out, or like, oh, but if you're really actually listening in, maybe if you have some musical training and you're listening in, you're realizing you guys are playing in all sorts of different kind of time signatures, even though it all grooves and flows and just is so sparkly. Stevie, for the bass, what is it like playing with a violin and a fiddle with this kind of music?
Oh, it's very nice. I mean, I had an easy job because I came in last and they'd already like set up this beautiful stage for me to just add some depth, something. So I definitely just took my lead from what they were doing. So easy job.
Yeah. Well,
But
it's
also gives like that extra flavor, doesn't it? Like it was definitely like we kind of thought it would be on like 1 or 2 tracks or 3 or 4 tracks. That it was like, oh, it's on half the album.
I
Great.
remember
We love
like
it.
when we first recorded bass, and we did it all in a day. And like,
Yeah.
well, I just remember my face melting the whole thing.
Oh.
That's what
My
we
face
needed.
was melting
So
too.
nice. Like it would just work so well.
yeah, it's so fat, and also what you're doing with it is so expressive and filling out in this like bass drum area and the sound. It's so great.
Thanks. It's a great combo of instruments. It actually, they all complement each other.
Mm.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for joining the Passim family. We hope to have you join the family in person someday. I know I want to play with you guys, whether I'm over there or you're over here, or through email. This is so fun. Thank you again to you all, and donate if you can. Share this link if you're checking it out tomorrow or at any point in time. Check this out. Tell your friends about this group, and thank you again. Have a wonderful night, and thank you guys for staying up until 1 or 2 in the morning across the pond. This is so cool that we can do this despite everything. Amazing. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.